Well, hello there, everybody, and welcome back to another Hookster Talks. Yes, with me and Mr. TB the Bear, everyone's favourite bear. Oh, we love you, don't we, TB? Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh, I just want to eat every inch of you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. This is nothing as what we get up to off camera, is it, TB? Oh, God. Anyway, welcome to the show, everyone. Hello, Mr. KDF1. First blue, give way to the car behind when you can. Hello, Matthew. Welcome as well. He says, first blue, give way. Yeah, you said that already. Yes. Matthew says, went for a TA trial in secondary school today. Never again. I know. Perishing kids. Perishing kids. Who needs them? That's what I say. Perishing. What went wrong, said Mr. KDF1. Well, there you go. We'll find out in a minute. No doubt for Matt. Anyway, hello, everybody. Yes. Welcome back to the show. Now, it's been a hell of a week and it's only Thursday. Oh, it's been an absolute cluster of a week. It really has. Oh my God. Nothing tragic, so don't worry. No one's died or anything, but just problems, and more problems on top of that. And of course, next week I've got the roof repair starting, so that's going to cause even more problems. So yeah, it's just been a shitty week so far. Matthew says it's just so boring. There you go. TA trial, boring. So yeah, it's just been a shitty ass week. So to start the show, I'm going to play you possibly the best song ever created by man. Quite possibly the best song ever created by man. Me and TB are going to be singing off in the background to it, okay? I'm going to switch my camera off, unfortunately, because otherwise my stupid computer can't do two at once. So we've got to switch ourselves off. There you go. But so to start the show, I will start you off with quite possibly the greatest song ever devised by mankind. Yes, it's that one.
Tablespoons of cinnamon and 2 or 3 egg whites, a half a stick of butter melted. Stick it all in a bowl, baby. Stir it with a wooden spoon. Mix in a cup of flour. You'll be in heaven soon. Say, everybody haven't seen my balls, they're big and salty and brown. If you ever need a quick pick-me-up, just stick my balls in your mouth. Ooh, suck on my chocolate salted balls. Stick them in your mouth and suck them. Suck on my chocolate salted balls. They're packed full of vitamins and good for you. So suck on my balls.
That was wonderful. Good show.
1/4 cup of unsweetened chocolate and a half a cup of brandy. Then throw in a bag or 2 of sugar and just a pinch of vanilla. Grease up the cookie sheet, 'cause I hate when my balls stick. Then preheat the oven to 350. And give the spoon a lick. Say, everybody haven't seen my balls, they're big and salty and brown. If you ever need a quick pick-me-up, just stick my balls in your mouth. Suck on my chocolate salted balls. Put them in your mouth and suck them.
Ooh, sure.
Suck on my chocolate salted balls. They're packed full of goodness, high in fiber. Suck on my balls. Hey, wait a minute. What's that smell?
Howdy ho!
It smells like something burning. Well, that don't confront me none. As long as I get my rent paid on Friday.
I love your salted chocolate bar, Chef.
Baby, you better get back in the kitchen. Cause I got a sneaking suspicion.
How was it, honey?
Oh, man, baby.
Pretty much what I expected.
Baby, you just burned my balls. Come on, my balls on fire. How much, baby? My balls are burning. Give me some water. Put some water on me. My balls are burning. Oh, my goodness. I'm blowing. Do something. Ooh, suck on my chocolate salted balls. Put them in your mouth and suck them. They're on fire, baby.
Wow.
Suck on my chocolate salted balls. Put them out, baby. Blow them. Suck on my balls, baby. Suck on my balls, baby. Suck on my red hot salted chocolate balls. Come on, baby. Woo. Suck on my balls.
Oh, dear. How about a little more of that good lovin', Chef?
Damn, woman. I just gave you sweet lovin' 5 minutes ago. You trying to kill me?
Oh, TB, your salty balls are the best, TB. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Oh my God! Now, do your trousers up, TB. What do you think my name is? Russell Brand. Allegedly. Oh my goodness, his trousers have dropped down. How did that happen? I don't know. It always happens to me. Put your put these back up again, TB. Look, no, put that up there. No, we've got to look respectable. God, you get me banned off of YouTube. Oh, here we go. That's better. Ah, yes. TB the bear. Anyway, so that was my start to the week. Isaac Hayes, if anyone didn't know, with Chocolate Salty Balls, of course, from South Park back in the day. It's very old now, that song. Sure, it's about 15 years old, but the old ones are the best, as they always say. Let's put the chat back up. It seems to have disappeared. There it is. KDF1 says Michael Gambon has died. Oh my goodness, has he? No, it's Dumbledore, isn't it? I don't know. I don't watch Harry Potter. I never have done. Load of bullshit. But yes, Michael Gambon. Wow. I noticed McCallum, the bloke from Man from U.N.C.L.E., he died a couple of days. I didn't even know about that. I saw it today. It's very weird. That's the trouble. These things don't get reported anymore, do they? It's very, very weird indeed. David McCallum, that's the chappie. Man from U.N.C.L.E. Yes. A balls joke. Wow, says KDF1. Well, that was a pile of shit. 15, try 20. Is it really that? Oh my God. Please don't say that, Mr. KDF, because I remember seeing that when it first came out. In fact, I remember seeing that on Top of the Pops when it first came out. Do you remember Top of the Pops? That great British TV show full of popular artists, and it was presented by a lot of very popular DJs of the time. We had Jimmy Savile. He was one of the most popular ones at the time, and then we had I can't mention that one because he's in jail. But then we had he's in jail as well. And then we had John Pitt. Yeah, we can't mention him because he's not alive actually at the moment. No, well, I say at the moment. I mean, he's not going to come back to life, is he? But oh yes, BBC Radio 1, or should I say Paedophile's Paradise? Yes, the two P's. Hello, Mr. Plano Plessy. Well, the street says, congratulations to Max Verstappen for winning the. Oh, wait, it isn't race week. No, it isn't. That Jimmy Savile drama is going ahead, being shown in October. It is. Oh, good. Yes, it's old. What's his name, isn't it? Oh my God, I forget his name. Alan Partridge. Ah, that's the bloke. I can't remember his name offhand, but you know the chap I'm talking about. Yes, he said he was very reluctant to actually do it, didn't he? He said it was a lot of it took a lot of sort of thinking about it to actually go ahead and do it, because obviously, you know, who wants to play Jimmy Savile? Let's face it, who does want to play Jimmy Savile in anything? But you know, if you're doing a drama about, I mean, you can't use him because he's no longer with us. Not that anybody would want to if he wasn't still with us anyway. But yeah, so if you're going to do some kind of drama about you know, the story, I hope it does end up as being like, you know, everything that is included in the story. I'd hate it to be a sort of situation where they're just basically celebrating, you know, his early life on Radio 1 and doing Top of the Pops, and they're not actually. I'm pretty sure it will include everything, hopefully. Obviously it won't include everything, but, you know, as much as they can. But I hope that's what it's going to be like, and not just, as I say, a celebration of his early life and career. You know, the career which, you know, was really good, and he was really popular. In fact, he was one of the most popular DJs on Radio 1 at the time. It's just wrong that the organisation that protected him for decades is like, yeah, that's true. But that's the BBC for you. BBC is hypocrisy squared. It really is. It's just unbelievable. I mean, let's look at it now. You know, Russell Brand. I know I've been talking about him this week already, but, you know, you've got to throw that into the ring as well. He was working for the BBC, and he's working for Channel 4 as well. And allegedly some things were going on, but we will see what happens with that. Anyway, I've been watching Russell Brand this last week to see his activity, and he's continues to post on YouTube, as I see. I mean, he's not getting any money for those videos, but he's still, not that I don't think he needs it, to be honest. If he's earning £1 million, or he was earning £1 million a year on YouTube, I don't see why he needs to make any more money anyway, to be honest. He could just live off the interest, to be honest. But there you go. A so-called Panorama special is being shown on Monday night, just like Dispatches one. There's no description on what it's about. Ooh, I wonder what that's about then. Maybe that's about Russell as well. But we will see. We will see. It's very difficult to actually talk about Russell in that context, considering that he's got 2 kids and his wife is actually pregnant with their third. It's a very tough subject to talk about. I mean, you've got to look at his wife at this point, because, you know, that's not good. That's not good. You know, you're already under a lot of pressure when you're about to have a child anyway, and to have this, you know, sort of holding over you, and it's not good. It's not good. I didn't know that he was married to Kirsty Gallagher's sister, actually. Yes, Kirsty Gallagher was someone I followed very closely back in the day. Because she was on, I think she's on Sky Sports and other magazines, you know, those sort of magazines for men that you get on those top shelves used to get on the top shelves of your newsagent before it all went all lefty shit, and, you know, now you can't anymore. Not even a page 3 anymore. And the Sun is there. I don't know, I haven't bought the Sun for about 20 years, but I'm pretty sure page 3 is probably now missing from the Sun. There's probably nothing there at all now. No, it's probably just a picture of Margaret Thatcher every single day, just to, you know, really piss everyone off. But I don't know. But there you go. He's still on Rumble. Yeah, I noticed he's still on Rumble. Yes, he wants $60 membership fee for Rumble. Yeah, $60. Fantastic. Doubt it. Probably another name. Can't say any names because I don't want to be found for no, I quite understand. Me too. I have to be very, very careful. Apparently, as long as everything you say about someone, you put in allegedly as many times as you can, you get away with it. So if I say Russell Brand and then say allegedly, I'm all right. I'm covered. I'm clear. Not a problem. Not a problem. So here we go then. The Grand Prix has... let's get to some F1 news, shall we? Yes. And I've got another little bit of snippet of information as well. But yes, so the F1 race was at Japan and Easy. I've already spoken about it on Monday, so I'm not going to go too much into detail about it. But yeah, it was another pretty decent race, which I did enjoy. I'm getting very annoyed now. Very annoyed. I just wish the FIA would now make the races more boring again, because I don't get my sleep anymore. I don't know. My usual procedure is I put the F1 on. Yeah, I watch the start of the race, the first 5 minutes till about lap 7, and then it's kip time. It's time for a sleep. I'm an old man these days, and I need my little cat naps, and so I have a tiny little nap in the middle of it, and then I wake up about halfway through and then watch it until the end. And that's been my ritual for these Grand Prix all the way through this season. And now the last 3 Grand Prix now, I've had to watch from start to finish. I'm getting annoyed. I'm getting very annoyed. And it's only the highlights as well. I mean, it's not even the full race. Bloody hell. I'd better get a nice hour skipping if it's a full race, but no. So yes, FIA, here's a message to you. Will you please stop making exciting... Well, it's not them, but, you know, the drivers, basically. We stop making exciting races. Please stop making exciting... Because I'm missing out on my kip. And if I don't get my kip, I'm a very grumpy old man. What do you mean I'm always a grumpy old... Leave it. No, I'm a very grumpy old man. KDF1 says, I'm sure Qatar will be a return to form. Oh, I bet it will, because it's another Mickey Mouse circuit, isn't it? It's all right, but I'm not too keen on it. I'm not too keen on any of the new circuits, to be honest. I'm not too keen on any of the new circuits. So yeah, it was a pretty decent race. Now I do believe, so I've been told in the chat, that in the next race, Max Verstappen could win it in the sprint race. He could actually win the championship in the sprint race, which I'm a little bit disappointed that he could win the championship during the sprint. But if that's what's going to happen, that's what's going to happen. I think he only needs like 6 points or something, and if he gets those, he will be world champ. Be quiet, Mr. KDF1. Be quiet. What do you mean I'm always a great... No, that's not me. No. Maybe in about... You've been watching F1. I've been watching F1. I know you have. I get the messages, you know. I get all the messages. By the way, talking about messages, I clicked onto the YouTube studio yesterday, and I found about 100 bloody messages that hadn't been replied to, because they hadn't appeared on the YouTube videos. So I did quickly go through them all, and I replied to as many as I could. Some I only just sort of acknowledged their existence with the heart symbol, because I didn't have enough time to go through all of them. But there's about 100 messages. So if anyone's received some messages or some replies to old videos and thought, what the bloody hell's going on here? That's because I was going through the YouTube studio and I found a load. And yes, I know you've been watching the 2009 all seasons. What an absolute cluster that series was. Oh my God. So much of a pain in the arse to put together. I almost gave up about 3 times, and I thought this is never going to work, because obviously that was running through emulation. It was the PSP version running through a PSP emulator on my PC. And my PC, even something as simple as a PSP game, wasn't up to the task. And when I first started playing the game, it was horrible. It was lagging. I was getting basically about 5 frames a second out of each race. Yeah, and it was like it's like one of those flip books, you know, the flip books where you get the different pictures. It was just like that, and it was horrible, absolutely horrible. And that was just the first race. And at that point, I was going to say, well, I've given it a go. It's not going to work. So I'm just going to have to cancel this series and move on to F1 2010. But thankfully, because I haven't got a graphics card on my computer, it's just an inbuilt graphics, which is a problem. It's a problem when you're emulating games. You really need an external graphics card, but I hadn't got one, and I don't think I could fit one on, to be honest. So anyway, luckily I managed to look online, and there was some very helpful people in the forums there who said, look, try all these settings and see if it improves it, you know, if you're on like a low spec PC. And luckily I did input all these settings, and I don't know which exact one it was that worked, but whatever it did, it improved the game at least 65%. If you see in the videos, you'll still see there's some stuttering and some frame drops as you're watching the videos, but it was so much better. And then I thought, okay, I'm going to continue with it. I'm going to continue. And then, unfortunately, I got to almost the end of season 1, and it just went horrible again for some unknown reason. The frames dropped down to about 5 frames again. I was like, oh. And I actually sent a tweet out at that time. I said, look, I'm sorry, I've given it a go. But it's not working, so I'm going to cancel the series. But thankfully, I think basically I just restarted the computer and it worked again. So I went, okay, let's go for season 2. So yeah, I got 2 seasons out of that. But oh my God, it was such a faff. And of course, I was recording it off my PC as well, where normally I'm just doing it off a PlayStation, which is a lot easier. So yeah, that was a nightmare of a series, that 2009. It really was. It was the worst one of the all seasons that I've done in terms of effort. In terms of quality, I really enjoyed it. I really did. That was a really enjoyable series. 99 of which were from me. Yeah, I know 99% would. Yes, I did notice that. 99% were from you. But yeah. So yeah, that was a great series, the 2009. As someone has commented, I think it was Matt actually. Yeah, it was Matt. He said that the current all seasons hasn't got the same sort of effect as the earlier ones, and I agree. And he also said, it's not your fault. You're working with what you got, and that is true. That is true. I am working with what I got, but as I said to Matt, some of it is it's the first season blues, because I've gone through a mad 4th season when the maximum scriptedness goes into the videos, and season 1 and season 2 of the all seasons, when I restart again, there's none of that. It's just the straight races. So in some situations, it's not as good. It's not as good as to watch. And so everyone that complains to me about, oh, you scripted it, just bear in mind that that's what the all seasons could be like if there's no little sort of scripty bits that I put into it. And that is exactly what happens during season 1 and season 2. I don't touch any of, anything at all. Only once starting from season 3 onwards is when I start to, do little alterations. And let me just tell you one thing. I will reveal this exclusively, okay? I will reveal this exclusively. Season 4 of the last championship, which was on F1 2021, wasn't it? Yes. All I'm going to say is, one of those races, in the end of getting towards the end of the season, I restarted 25 times until I got the result that I wanted. Okay? 25 times. Okay? So if you're ever, watching these all seasons and thinking, oh, he just bashes these out in about an hour and a half. No. Sometimes it takes a hell of a lot of effort to make the episodes. A hell of a lot of effort. Now, season 1 and season 2 are okay because they're just straight off. And I just do them, edit them, and they're straight off. But as soon as we get to season 3, that's when the real magic happens, as they say in Hollywood. The real magic happens. As I say, 25 times. One of those races was restarted because I had to get a certain result that I wanted. Okay? I'm not going to say any more than that, but yes. So there you go. Oh dear. My talent is not appreciated, as they say. Right. Now, talking about Mr. KDF1, who is in the chat right now, he sent me saying, I did see this on Twitter, but I'm going to get it off his Facebook feed because EA just sent it to me a little while ago, so we'll get it off of there. Let me make myself a little bit smaller. Oh, matron! So here it is, everyone. Yes, those females in motorsport. I actually know the woman who runs females in motorsport. It's on Twitter. We've had a couple of slight disagreements, but nothing too serious. But I do know her. So yeah. I could tell you a couple of. No, I won't because I might get done for. But I could. Yeah. But anyway. So, as everyone probably knows by now, because it was absolutely smashed all over the social media, Jessica Hawkins tested the Aston Martin in a F1 test debut. So I think it's the first time this has been done since Susie Wolff, possibly in the Williams. I know she did a free practice session, didn't she? So I think this is probably the first time. Of course, a lot of people were thinking, wait a minute, what about Carmen Jorda? Carmen Jorda never actually went out in a proper F1 car. She only ever did the simulator at Lotus, which then morphed into Renault. She never actually spun a wheel of a proper Formula One car. Even though it was very much hyped that this is what was going to happen, it didn't happen. So no. So I think it was Susie Wolff who was the last female to actually drive a F1 car. Back in the Williams day, I think it was 2017, I think, if I remember rightly, 2017. So anyway, so now Jessica Hawkins in the Aston Martin has made her F1 debut. Now it's been splashed. This has been splashed all over Twitter by the females in motorsport. Obviously, because they know exactly what the replies are going to be. That's why they did it, just for the attention. And that's why it's headlines at the top. This is why we have to keep fighting. Yes, that's right. Now let's just have a look at some of the comments as we go down the left-hand side here. We got F1 is not for women. There you go. I'm sure a lot of the female engineers currently in F1 right now, and I'm sure Sabine, the chief strategist of Red Bull, one of them anyway, because she does sort of alternate races, doesn't she? But Sabine, who I have a lot of respect for, and I think she's the real deal. I'm sure she'd have a lot to say about that. And as everyone knows on this channel, I'm a great supporter of women in motorsport. Yes, but this kind of thing just does my head in, because I don't see the point in it. Because you know 100% that as soon as you post that on social media, you're going to get replies from every sexist man that's in existence. But that doesn't mean that every man in existence is sexist. It just means these are the ones that are going to reply, aren't they? So yeah, I don't agree with it. Anyway, we've got what a joke with an emoji. Back to the dishes. Oh dear. Back to the dishes. Genetics says no. F1 will die if she enters the sport. Accidents incoming. That one there is so small I can't even see it. Hang on. Who is she? She deserved that for just BC. She was a woman. I don't understand that one. Some strange creature was obviously typing that up with no keyboard skills. A lot of crashes next season then, says someone else. My respect for Aston Martin. Showing a graph going rapidly downhill. Bit boring, to be honest. Women are not the best of drivers. What a fast way to go to the kitchen. Last week, were you reporting this now? If this was a huge accomplishment and newsworthy, drop it when it happens. Just using her as filler on a slow news week. Yes, and of course, jumping on the bandwagon, of course, was WTF1, who also reported this in one of their famous shorts videos, because that's all they make these days, is just shorts. Yes, they don't do anything else, just shorts. And of course, WTF1 wanted to appear, on the champion side of women. The champion side of women, they reported on this as well. So yes, there you go. That tells you a lot, doesn't it? And at the bottom here, we've got, make sure you've got enough spare gearboxes. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Now, over to the right hand side, we've got, was she on her way to the kitchen? Incident. Women can't drive. It's time for some safety updates. Stop ruining F1. This is how far feminism has gone. Rest in peace, F1. This story doesn't smell good. Another great thing about to be ruined by women. Oh dear. Looks like a stunt to get more female supporters for F1. Now let me just continue on that vein. Yes, I do feel it is rather a stunt, to be honest. Unfortunately, women in motorsport have had a little bit of a knockback with the demise of the W Series Championship, which is now gone. And of course, we've got the F1 Academy, which I don't see the point of, and I don't get why it isn't on the television. If you want to promote women, put them on the bloody TV. That's the only way to promote them. But this academy isn't even being shown on television anywhere. So what is the actual point of that? I don't get it. Mixing men and women in the same sport is not really good. Max can't say, well, we know what the bleative word is, no more if she's on the grid. I've got a slight issue with that. Are you seriously saying that women cannot swear? Because let me tell you something, young men of the world. Women can swear like troopers. Yes, they can. And most of them used to swear at me constantly. But yes, they can. So that's not factually correct at all. Don't ruin the sport. We all know she'll never have the pace to even be a test driver. Now, here's another thing that I've sort of said about women in motorsport. I've got no problem with it whatsoever, as long as they're good enough. Don't use this as a promotional tool just to try and get women into motorsport. If they're good enough, if there's a potential female Max Verstappen out of there, then they deserve to be in F1. They deserve to be driving right now. But there's a reason why women aren't in motorsport, because they really aren't of that quality. There's nothing to say they can't do the job. As I've said before, there's very few jobs that females cannot do. Very few jobs, apart from really some minute, I would say, possibly oil rig workers, because you've really got to be bulked out to do that kind of work. It's really strenuous work. But even that, as a female, look at female athletes. They could still, she could still bulk herself up enough to do that job. So really, I'm just narrowing it down to possibly some kind of job in the armed forces that requires very, very, heavy lifting and stuff like that. Maybe that a female couldn't do. But apart from that, there is not a job that a female can't do just as well as a man. In fact, a lot of the times better than a man, because the trouble with a man is we've all got one-track minds. And we all know what that one-track mind is all about. But we stick on that one track. Most men are horrible multitaskers. We can't do more than one thing at once. I am a typical example of that. If I get distracted, I'm completely knackered. I have to concentrate on just one task at a time. I can do that task at anything more than that, and I'm knackered, absolutely. Females, it's been well documented, are excellent multitaskers. They could be sitting there, watching the telly while doing the ironing, cooking dinner, and overing up at the same time. A man cannot physically do that. Mentally, he can't do that. He can't process, more than one job at a time. So I haven't got a problem with females being in motorsport, but they have to be good enough. Don't keep pushing. I'm not saying Jessica Hawkins is not good enough. I haven't seen very much of Jessica Hawkins in her career, so I don't actually know much about her. I don't know, how well she's done, whether she's been in lower formulas or whatever. I don't know. So I'm not saying that at all. If Jessica Hawkins is as good as Max Verstappen, then she deserves to be in Formula One. But I just feel that she isn't. And that's the problem with a lot of women trying to get into the sport. They aren't as good. But there's nothing to stop them from being as good. Now, women will protest all about, we can't get the sponsors because the sponsors don't want to do us, because sponsors look at it like this. They think, well, she's not going to be in the sport for more than about 7 years before she's off to have a baby. And then that'll be it. Because once she's had the baby, she's never going to return to competitive motor racing. That's how sponsors look at it. And I agree that is the point. But not every single female on the planet wants to have a baby. And a lot of women these days put off having children until they're like sort of in their 40s. They like to get their career, on track and sorted, and then they have the children later on. That's getting very common now these days. So that isn't really sort of an argument for the sponsors. But of course, sponsors are mostly run by, big corporations mostly full of men, so that's what they're going to say, you know. And then of course they're going to say, oh no, we can't have women because they've got all these women problems, you know. And then what about when they're menstruating and they're out on the track and someone, you know, cuts them up or whatever? What are they going to do? Are they going to deliberately ram them off because they're in a bad mood? That's what they say. You know, they're in a bad mood. Well, let me tell you something, okay? Women can be in a bad mood every 28 days for about 3 days. Yeah, men can be in a sodding bad mood for the whole of their lives. And also men can be complete arseholes for the whole of their lives as well. So that argument doesn't run true at all. Not at all. Yes, so that doesn't make any difference about the menstruating crap, okay? All that stuff is the same as everything else, you know? They just get on with it, you know? Men get on with certain things that they have problems with. Women do exactly the same. So yeah, so if she's good enough, go for it. But I just see this too much as a gimmick. What else have we got at the bottom? Did she scratched it? Make sure. Oh, I've done that already. It's got enough spare gearboxes. So there you go. Females in motorsports. I'll look and see if we've got any comments. Bloody hell, we have. So, hang on, let me make myself big again. Not for the first time. So Matthew says, so basically you are Arava. I learned from the best, man. I learned from the best, you know. Yes, I learned from the best. I've watched all these videos. But the question is, I'm claiming I did it first. Yes, I am. I'm claiming I did it first. If you go back to early Arava videos, there's very little scripting. It's only later on that he did the scripting. When he got really popular and famous and, you know, started doing quadrant, that's when he started scripting. Before that, the videos were pretty normal. I mean, he used to do mods on his videos early back in the days of 2015, but they were still pretty normal careers. So I'm claiming I did it first. Yes. A lot of the games, I didn't even bother with any kind of scripting at all. 2004, how on earth could you script any of that? It's just impossible. 2005, it's only basically as the games have got more evolved later on that I've had to introduce some kind of scripting, basically because the races very much race and play out the same in all the races. So I've had to sort of, you know, embellish a few things to make them more exciting. Yes. But, so what else have we got? Amber Sophia Jones versus Dave Hook. Yes, I would like to see that, and I'm sure everyone watching this chat would like to see that as well. Amber Sophia Jones versus me. Who do you think they would win? Who do you think would win in a straight off? We'd have to both use controllers to make it fairer, because I am a controller user, so I couldn't have Amber using the steering wheel. Both using controllers. Who do you think would win in a one-on-one face-off? Let me know in the comments. Who do you think? It's Joss's 94 burner account. Yeah, I know. He's got a lot of burner accounts, I must admit. Matthew says, what does TB think of Dave getting laughed at by Amber? TB, he doesn't care, because TB, he was laughed a lot about in the 60s when he was the captain of the Starship Enterprise. Yes, and he had to wear these stupid little yellow shirts, you know, so he got a lot of flack back in the day, so he knows what it's like to be laughed about, don't you, TB? Yes, so he doesn't really care, do you? No. What do we think of Amber Sophia Jones? Yes, I can't actually repeat that on air. No, otherwise we'll be in big trouble with YouTube. Yes. Primal Platy says, all of those comments, they're jealous that they haven't stepped inside an F1 car. That's true. I agree with you there. Of course, obviously, all those comments are going to be from men. There's not a female out of all of those that would have made a comment. And yes, there is a lot of jealousy as well. A lot of jealousy. And as I say, you know, it's just I don't like the fact that it's basically a gimmick, but in the same situation, I'd say, yeah, go for it. If she's good enough, get in there. Next Max Verstappen, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see Max Verstappen fighting with a top line female F1 driver. In fact, I'd say that would probably be one of the best championships ever. And I'll tell you what, the viewing figures would hit the roof, because we've all got this male-female rivalry, haven't we? I mean, that's been passed on generationally from when we were very young. I mean, if anyone's male and they've got a sister, whether it's an older or younger sister, that sibling rivalry that never goes away. That never, all through life, we are competing with our younger or older sisters, or vice versa. You know, the sisters are competing with the older or younger brothers, and we go through the whole of our lives doing that until the day we die. We always want to be top dog, don't we? We always don't want to be. Absolutely. And so, yeah, that's not going to change. Not going to change. KDF1, Michelle Moulton would say otherwise. She would. Dave reminds me of a priest that I used to know at my local parish, who unfortunately passed away at the age of 99 in late 2020. Oh God, 99? I hope it doesn't happen to me. I'd hate to be 99, to be honest. Even more terrifying than that thought is the fact that I'd be 99 and actually still on here. Can you imagine it? Oh my God. I mean, by then I'd have no hair at all. Oh. I'd just be horrible. I mean, just imagine me now as 99. I mean, it doesn't bear thinking about, does it? And I'd still be on here going, women in motorsport, yeah, get them off, load of crap. Oh God, no. She'd scare the shit out of any man who steps in her car. She would. That however 2012 Maurizio Road to Glory career was very much... Was it? Oh, okay, I stand corrected. I thought they were pretty normal. But I haven't actually seen his 2012 Maurizio Road to Glory career. No. I used to watch a lot of them, but not all of them. So I just thought that was... I just remember these 2015 careers didn't seem to be script. They seemed to be pretty normal. So I stand corrected. Plant says, I remember however doing F1 Championship Edition career mode in 2013. He stopped almost halfway through. Yes, it's a very difficult game. F1 Championship Edition. Very difficult. Very frustrating. No doubt because the cash wasn't rolling in. Yes. Quite possibly. Amber. Moving on. Yes, let's move on. Hey, come on. She actually sent me a very nice reply. Very nice. She actually asked me how I was doing, if I was all right. I thought that was very nice. Hopefully she took my joke in good stead. She wasn't being nasty towards me, so I'm pretty sure hopefully she did. So that's good. I mean, I was comparing her to a good girl, and she did make a point of coming back and saying, no, I would not like to be a good girl. So that obviously, annoyed her a little bit. But apart from that, yeah, she's all right. We'll leave her alone. We won't have a go at her. No. However's F1 2012 career mode season 2 of Red Bull was so scripted. Oh, God. Well, it looks like you got that wrong then, Dave, doesn't it? Looks like I got that wrong completely. Yes. It's basically the same as when paid drivers get tests with F1 teams. It's all for PR and marketing. You're already 99 now. Yes, I am. No, it's true. He's 156 actually. Hello, Helium Trophy, sir. Welcome to the stream. He says, I know my sister's very competitive against me, but I've never been that way towards her. Unless she really pisses me off, she can be a horrible woman sometimes. Yes. I like that. Yes, women can be very horrible at times. They can. I know. And really, we shouldn't. Sometimes we put women up too high a pedestal, and we worship them too much. But yes, they can be very horrible at times. But so can men equally as well. So basically, we're all the same. But as I always say on this channel, I champion equality, and that is definitely equality. We are basically all the same. Women have got bad points with the menstruation and the 3 days where they'll chuck a plate at you if you look at them sideways funny. That's something you have to look out for, lads. Yeah. The best thing you can do is find out their cycle. Okay, because if you're clever, you'll notice they write it on their calendar. Okay, it's like a 3-day date at the end of the month. It's near the end of the month for most women anyway. Get to know their cycle, and as soon as that 3 days approaches every month, just do some gardening, okay, for 3 days. Why not? Or go down the pub, or do whatever you want for those 3 days, but just leave them alone for those 3 days, okay? Because otherwise you're just asking for trouble. You're just asking for trouble, yes. But as I say, men can be just as bad. As I say, we haven't got the excuse of menstruating to being arseholes, because we can be arseholes 24/7, 365 days of the year. We haven't got that excuse. So there you go. However, says Plonel Plessy, is a better driver than the Hookster. I would agree. You get everything wrong, Dave, says KDF. This is true. And just an old man, yeah. I'm like that old man in the pub. You know the old man in the pub? He's the one that sits in the corner, and every time someone walks past, he's going, you're not funny, That's me. That is now me. I've now morphed into the old man that sits in the corner of the pub, pissed out of his head and shouting at everyone that walks past. That is me. Will says, Tiamat Marduk is a better driver than Hookster. I'd agree with that as well. Human beings are just awful creatures in general. Let's be honest. I think you've possibly hit the nail on the head there. And I agree. Human beings are awful creatures. If we weren't, we wouldn't constantly wage war against each other, would we? Anyway, I can't go into any more than that because obviously due to YouTube's policy, you can't talk about anything like that. But yeah, it's true. We kill each other. We're horrible to each other. We divorce each other. We sleep around, and we cheat on each other. I know. We should be more like monkeys. We really should be more like monkeys. Monkeys are not like that. Mr. Monkey, he'll wake up in the morning, yeah? Let's face it. Looks down and he's pretty ready for it, because that's what monkeys are. They're pretty randy most of the time. So Mr. Monkey wakes up in the morning and he's ready for it. Now, unlike humans, we tend to stick to our lanes. We've got a wife or a girlfriend or a significant other or stuff like that, and vice versa. Men, stuff like that. So we tend to, but not Mr. Monkey. Mr. Monkey, no. Mr. Monkey wakes up and he's ready for it, and instead of going, to his mate, to his person of choice, he just goes to whoever's nearest. If that happens to be Mr. Monkey's sister or his mother, it doesn't make any difference. No. So there's Mr. Monkey in there. Hey. There you go. Yes. Because in the monkey kingdom, they really don't care about, stuff like that, about, no, you shouldn't be doing your mother. They don't care in the monkey kingdom. They just get on with it. So, she's right next to me. She's available, so why not? So there he is, rumpy-pumpy with the mummy. And then a couple of seconds later, we look round, oh, there's sister. Rumpy-pumpy with the sister as well. Because they don't care. But how much more happy is the monkey kingdom compared to human beings? It's so much more happier. Yes. Scott Barnes says, "Hi Dave, hi Scott. I joined it when South Park was on here, and I was thinking about what the hell he's up to." I know. I was saying at the start of the stream, it's been a horrible few days, Scott. Just horrible, you know. Nothing serious. No one's died, but just horrible everyday problems kept cropping up all through the week, and I was just fed up by the time I come up on here tonight. So I thought, right, I'm going to have some salty balls. I'm going to put some salty balls on because that always cheers me up, and I'm all right now. I'm all right. Yes. Now, unfortunately, next week I've got the emergency roof repair going on, so videos from me will be sporadic. I'm 99.9% sure I won't be doing a Hookster Talks next Thursday, unfortunately, due to the roof getting done and probably a clear, unless they don't actually start next week because they're putting the scaffolding up on Monday. If they don't start next week, then I'll be back as normal. But just play it from here from now on for the next few weeks, 2 weeks at least. Call it 2 weeks. To see whether or not I'll be back. So if you see any videos pop up from me, just know that I probably won't be in the comments to answer them. So, but leave your comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can, okay? But for the next 2 weeks now, after this weekend, the channel's going to be a bit up in the air. But just one of those things. I thought it was going to take 2 weeks to fix the roof, but I've been informed that it doesn't take anything like that. It's be a couple of days. So the disruption should only be about a week, something like that. And I've got the inside to sort out. That's going to be done later. So yeah, it's going to be on and off for the next month of October on my channel, but I'll still be able to get some videos out. I might miss a few, but I'll be able to catch up. So don't worry. I was going to say that's it. I can't do anything for 2 weeks, but I'm pretty sure I'll be able to get a few things out, a couple of shorts, and I might miss an all seasons, but I'll catch up and later on. So it won't be too bad. And I heard restarting a race 25. Yes, that was right. I did. In the words of Jeremy Clarkson, interesting isn't usually the YouTuber knows best, but not this anti. Yes. World. Any calls tonight? Yes, we will be going to some calls because there isn't actually anything much left to talk about because I talked about Japan in my Monday video. I had that little interesting thing about Jessica Hawkins, which I've talked about as well. How long have I been on? Oh, I've been on for nearly an hour as well, which is great news. And I've got some more great news. I have actually, I went onto Facebook earlier to check that the calls work, and they do. So everything's up and running, and I think I'm pretty much done with what I was going to talk about today, I think. So thank you everyone for all your comments. Of course, keep them coming because I'm still not going anywhere. So yes, let's go to some calls and see if we can find anyone at all. Let's start. Let's start with the Canadian. Yes, the Canadian. I start with him every week, but he never bloody answers. Chocolate so deep. I'm not going to get out of my head now. Oh no! Don't do that to me! Oh, you can't be serious. You were working! Oh God. No! I don't believe it. I don't believe it. That was working earlier. It was working just before I come on the street. Oh, it's so bloody annoying. That's so bloody annoying. That was working fine. I was ringing Dommy. He didn't answer, but I was... Oh. 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 I'll tell you, these streams, they're a lot of a pain in the arse sometimes to do. They really are, because that was working fine earlier and now it's gone. And the only option is to restart the computer, which means I lose the stream, and it'll be like at least 15 minutes before I can get the stream back up and running again. So it's just not worth it. It's not worth it because, oh God, that is bloody disappointing. Bloody disappointing. Oh, God. Now I'm annoyed again. Now I'm annoyed again. There's no way to fix it. There's no way to fix it. So you'll miss a week of all season. Will you just say miss a week, or will you do 2 episodes to make up for lost time? I'll probably make them up, Scott. That's probably the best idea. Instead of doing any other videos, I'll probably just concentrate on the all seasons and get 2 out. So you might have like one on Sunday and then one on Wednesday, something like that anyway. Or you might get a double bill on the Sunday. Hey, double bill on the Sunday. It all depends. I can't say what's happening. I've got no idea until the Roofmen start exactly what's happening. They're putting the scaffolding up on Monday, but I don't know whether they're going to start on Monday, whether it's just a scaffolding coming up. They might not start till the next week. So who knows? They don't tell me until they turn up here. So yeah, I'll probably just do 2 all seasons together and then either do them. I might do them Sunday. I might do them Sunday, Monday, or Saturday, something like that. Anyway, to catch up. I will catch up. So it's not going to be a case of I'll miss one and then it won't ever come back. So there'll be like 2 in 1 week, so that it keeps on my thing of having one every week. Okay, so I will keep up with that. Oh, I'm so annoyed about the calls. I really am. That is just bone. Absolute bone. Yes, that's foobard. Foobard. Oh, Matthew, well done. You've come up with something to talk about. Now we can't do the calls. Can you rate WTF1 presenters out of 10? I can. Yes. All of them. -5. Well, let me see if I can find them. Let me see if I can find them. No, that's not what I wanted. Is that it? No. I can't find the WTF1 Academy. Do you think after my video last week they've taken it off? What the hell? Where's it gone? Wait, was it called Academy or was it called something else? Hang on, let's go to the video. Talent. Wrong one. WTF1 Talent. Not Academy. TF1 Talent. Here we go. There it is. CR Talent roster. Here we go. Here we go. Right, let's put that over there. Here's the talent roster. Right. Let me make myself smaller. Right, who are we going to start with? I don't know, should we go? Oh, so it starts that way, does it? Ah. Starts with that one for some strange reason. Right, okay, so I'm going to rate the WTF. Now, unfortunately, half of mine, I've never been on WTF1. So we've got the Pit Lane Twins. They've never been on WTF1 in any capacity. Obviously, just looking at them, you can see why they are so popular. But I can't rate them because they've never been on there. Never been on there. So we've got F1 Caroline. Was that the one that was on their latest video? I think it was, wasn't it? F1 Caroline. I think it was. Let's have a look at what's their latest video they did. Because I did a little piss take parody of it, if anyone remembers. When WTF1 forgets to add the laughter track. Yeah, I think that was F1 Caroline. But it's difficult to judge her because of it was a little short video.
We normally put technical DNFs in C. A nice neutral place for them. Generally speaking, we put the DNFs in C, Valtteri in there. We kind of have to do the same for Albon.
I think that's F1 Caroline. Let's have a look at the picture. Is that? Oh yeah, that's definitely her, isn't it? Just got straight hair where she's got twiggly hair there. So yeah, that's F1 Caroline. Very difficult because that's the only time I've seen her on WTF1 to judge from a 1 minute short video where she's standing up on stage. So I can't really rate F1 Caroline, to be honest. So there you go. Next we've got Ashley Eleanor. Ashley Eleanor, yes. She has been on WTF1. She's been on one of their long form videos, and yes, she said about 2 words. So on the basis of the 2 words that she said, I'm going to rate her 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10. Yes, not impressed. And oh look, everyone, she's from the UK. Everyone says about UK biasness. Nah. So Nadia El Fiduci. I've never seen her on WTF1 either, so I can't rate her. F1 Stats Guru. I'm sure he's been on there. I think he's been on one of the live broadcasts. Sundaram. I think he's been on one of the live broadcasts, but I'll give him a 6 out of 10 because he, as it says, he's the F1 Stats Guru. So he did certainly seem to know what he was on about when he was on there. So we'll give him a 6 out of 10. Oh God. Okay, here's Ellie Prophet. Yes, I've not seen her on WTF1 at all. So for that fact, I'll give her a 1 out of 10. But just for this picture here, I'll give her an 11 out of 5. Yeah, 11 out of just for the pitch. Yeah. Then of course we've got Adam Sanderson. Yes, Mr. Devon Butler himself. Yes, Adam Sanderson. Yeah, well, judging by his performance in Breaking Point 2 and Breaking Point 1, I'll give him, for his acting skills, 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. Because it was pretty piss poor, to be honest, wasn't it? I mean, you know, he certainly wasn't stretching his acting there, was he? So I'll give him 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. And next we've got Sophie Upton. I've never seen her on WTF1 either, so I can't judge her. We've got F1, I can't pronounce that, from Brazil. I've not seen him either. Then, of course, we've got Amber Sophia Jones, who has been on WTF1. In fact, she was the one that did the last live sort of F1 tier list on WTF1 before they stopped doing it and actually moved over to Facebook. Yes, Facebook. Possibly so now that no one knows what the viewing figures are, but unfortunately I know because I'm clever and I can find out. They get about 1,000 views per video now, whereas they were getting about 6,000 views when they were doing them on YouTube. So that doesn't make much sense to me. I'd put them back on YouTube, to be honest. But there you go. There is Amber Sophia Jones, who sent me a lovely message last week because it's on one of my short videos. So I'm gonna rate her just purely because the fact that she sent me a message and I'm soft and simpy. I'm gonna give her a 9 out of 10 for her presenting skills. Yeah, 9 out of 10. I have actually looked her up. No, stop it now, stop it. I have actually looked up her career online, okay, and she does seem to be very knowledgeable about the sport. Now, I would like to emphasise that she really isn't in doing anything in Formula One. She's more in the sort of other motorsport categories like touring car racing, supercar racing, and stuff like that. That's main. And she even said in that note she sent to me that F1 was not her main focus. It certainly isn't. But I've seen some of the interviews that she's done, and she does sound to me very knowledgeable of the subject that she's talking about. So I'll give her a 9 out of 5 for her presenting skills. Yes, absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Top dollar. Now we move on to my favourite of all time, Mr. Hayden Gullis. Yes. WeBuyAnyCar.com of F1 YouTubers. Yes. He simped to Arava for years, he did. Absolutely sent him messages, begged Arava to, I'm sure he must have got a restraining order out on him in the end because it was getting pathetic. It really was. You're begging for Arava, to be included in his videos or whatever. And there he is now. He's a WTF1 talent. Now, he is a fellow content creator, so I'm not going to bash him too much. I will just say, though, that he is definitely appeals to the 12 to 15-year-old bracket in his videos. His videos are very fast cut. There's lots of shouting. And, yeah, so he's definitely got that market cornered up. Definitely. Because that's how it comes across in his videos. But yeah, I love Hayden Gullis. I really do. Yes. Great. Top bloke. Now we've got Olivier Hartley. Yes. Possibly twinned with J.R. Hartley, fly fishing. Yeah. Anyway, Olivia Hartley, I haven't seen her on the platform whatsoever, so I can't judge her. If I was giving her a rating for looks and appearance, I'll give her 1 out of 10 because unfortunately she's blonde. Osh Lewis, he's been on WTF1. He's on one of the live shows, and he's from Wales. Yes, Wales. He is from Wales, so he's very softly spoken because he's from Wales. I can't even do a Welsh accent, but I'm trying my best. So please behave. Yes, so he was pretty decent, I have to say. Who else we got? Ollie Swift, he's been on there. I'll give him 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. Didn't seem to be very knowledgeable about Formula 1, to be honest, so 5 out of 10. Next we move on to Annie from the USA. I've never seen her on WTF1, but she is telling you, lads and lassies at home, that she knows what she's talking about because she's holding those shock absorbers. She's telling you. Now, this is a new one. This is a new one. They've added to the WTF1 talent pool. Oh my God, this talent pool is adding faster than Hugh Hefner's penthouse flats. It really is. It really is basically just like the best little whorehouse in Texas. It is. I'm sorry. Allegedly, but it really is. They're just adding to it all the time. Or have they added or have they taken away? I think someone may be missing. Who was next to Annie in my last video? Wait a minute. Let's go and have a look. Let's go and have a look and see who was next to. Maybe I've just been added, or now this is going to completely balls up YouTube. The stream's probably going to fail at this point, so I do apologise. Giving it a go and trying to sort of get past Lando, which Who was next?
The
to
world of
Annie?
motorsport. Well
there's
done,
Sophia
well
Jones,
done.
yeah.
Let's move on now. Oh my God. It's Hayden Gussett. He's
Hayden's
sim
Gussett,
racing
yeah.
content creator and presenter and has been a huge fan
Hayden's
of
Gussett.
motorsport since as we are, me and Guan Yu.
Move on.
Now, I wonder if she's related
Come on, Hookster, stop
with a
bloody
current
nattering.
following of 19.5k.
Incessant twaddle.
Oh, he's from
Who has he ever
Wales.
listened to this shit? I don't know.
Creates relatable content such
Get on
as
with
videos. 72
it. Here she is.
and another one in the other
Oh,
hand.
no,
or maybe
no,
a shot.
no.
I don't know.
It's all right.
I don't really
No,
know.
she's
Anyway,
been added to
Annie
the
is
roster.
also from the
She's
USA.
been added to the lovely. Right, I've just completely shut that down. I didn't mean to. Where are we? I don't even know where I am now. Here I am. Yes, we have a new one, lads. A new one. Oh, let's rub our knees excitedly. Yes, we've got Christina Lee Mace. Yes, don't get too close to her, or she will mace you. Right. Oh, I love this. Well, thanks for suggesting this, Matt, because I wouldn't have found our new WTF1 talent. Yes. Christina Lee Mace is a motorsports content creator covering Formula 1, IndyCar and Formula E through TikTok. Oh, God. Oh, not another one, please. Not another one through bloody TikTok. Podcast appearances and digital prints. Her degrees in acting and production. This is another one with degrees. What the hell is she doing on WTF1 Talent if she's got a degree, for cock's sake? I don't get it. Her degrees in acting and production and geographical sciences. She's just so overqualified for this WTF. It's not funny, is it? Allow her to create informative and entertaining content, including her flagship series, The Bullet, a pre-race intro to the tracks. Wowzers, me trousers, to use one of my catchphrases. Oh my God. Oh my God. There you go. Go catch her on TikTok, everyone. Type it into your browser right now. Christina Lee Grace. Unfortunately, that's probably not the name she's on TikTok. She's probably got something else. But there you go. She's got a degree in geographical sciences. And she's at WT. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Why are all these talented people on here? It's just unbelievable. So yeah, there's a new one. Fantastic. Right. Let's move on. It's Hannah Atkinson, everyone. Everyone knows my favourite. Yes. She's actually Rowan Atkinson's daughter, if anyone didn't know that. Yes, Mr. Bean. Yes, that is her daughter. Hannah Atkinson. No, not really. God. Don't believe what these YouTubers tell you. Yes, after being a content creator for many years, that's 2 years, everyone, 2 years, okay. Hannah Atkinson accidentally, once again, fell into the world of F1. Wow! I've fallen into the world of F1. And I can't get back out now. Someone help me. Send me a ladder and a piece of rope. I've fallen into F1. Shut up, Dave. Shut up. After watching the 2020 British Grand... See, that's only 3 years ago. How can you be a content creator for many years when you only watched your first race 3 years ago? Oh. It's got her hooked. Ever since she has loved creating videos in the niche of F1, including race weekend vlogs, Grand Prix round, and even Drive to 5 parodies. Fantastic. So there's Hannah Atkinson. Oh, I've got to rate her, haven't I? 27 out of 5. 27 out of 5 for Hannah Atkinson. Absolutely. Top stuff. Yes. Top stuff. Yes. If I was a young... No, let's carry on now. Okay. Andre Harrison. A lot of people have asked me to comment on Andre Harrison, and I've been very reluctant to comment on Andre Harrison. Not because of what a lot of people say is the fact that, he's black. Well, no shit. As I've always said, I don't even look at black people and call them black anyway. I call them people, because that's what they are. I don't believe in even the word black people. Okay? They're people, the same as you, the same as everyone else. Okay, so it's got nothing to do with the fact that Andre Harrison is black. The reason I don't comment on him is because, number one, I had an issue with him over his Xbox, but that's just one issue I have with one person. Everyone has issues with people. It doesn't mean, you know, never speak to him again or whatever. That's just one issue, and that's something I've spoken about before, so I'm not going to go into it again. But yeah, that's the thing. But here's the problem I have with Andre. He's always come across as a man of the people, and standing up for what's right. And what I see right now with Andre is just doing it for the money. I see him doing his videos where he's constantly going on about all our friends at MoneyGram, and it makes me sad. It makes me sad because honestly, he has sold out. He has sold out. I just think that Andre, in like 5 or 10 years' time, will look back at his experience on WTF1 and realise that probably wasn't the best idea. Probably wasn't the best. I mean, you think about it. He's just started work there just after Christmas. Matt and Tommy have just left, and they've left a channel with 1.13 million subscribers. Okay, that's a massive platform, and he thinks, yes, this is going to be my big break. I'm finally going to, you know, because let's face it, Andre has been out there for a long time, but he's not had a big break. And even his own Motorsport 101 channel, I think it's got like less than 5,000 subscribers. So his message certainly hasn't, you know, gone to lots and lots of people out there. It certainly hasn't. So I'm sure he was thinking at the time, this is my big break. But just seeing him in his latest videos right now in Las Vegas, shouting out to the crowd and what have you, and constantly mentioning MoneyGram, he's just, I'm sorry, he's just sold out now. He really has sold out, and I really can't bear to watch him at times. Not because there's anything wrong with Andre, purely on that basis that he always was like the man of the people, and now he isn't, and it just makes me sad. So as a rating for Andre, just because of that fact, I'll give him 5 out of 10. For actually, you know, doing the videos, I still think he's got a lot of knowledge, and, you know, does well in the videos. But I just feel that the videos that he does are very dry. He's very sort of stat man driven. He doesn't seem to have the real passion, the real emotion that is needed for Formula One, or indeed for like presenting. In fact, he just doesn't seem to have that kind of, you know, the kind of thing that makes you want to tune in, makes you want to, you know, see people's videos as soon as they're posted and go, yes. Unfortunately, Matt and Tommy have pretty much got that nailed, pretty much. And I've been watching Matt and Tommy over this year, and they have really nailed it. Their subscribers are going up. I'm pretty sure, definitely by Christmas, they're going to be on 500,000 subs, which in 1 year is a pretty much magnificent achievement. Don't forget, of course, Formula One is a very niche market. It doesn't appeal to everyone, so they're never going to suddenly start having millions and millions of subscribers. But I'm pretty sure they're going to get to 500,000 by Christmas, which in 1 year is absolutely... I mean, look at Arava, TM Marduk, that they've been making videos for 13, 14, maybe 15 years. And they're both on about 700 and something thousand subscribers, okay? And that's over a very, very long period of time. That's how long it takes you to get subscribers on YouTube if you're doing something very, very niche, which Formula One still is. You know, it doesn't appeal to everyone. Definitely not. If you compare it to something like Call of Duty, it's like Call of Duty is 90% of the market. Formula One is only 10% of the market. That's basically how it goes. So it's very tiny, very tiny. I mean, if you want to make money on YouTube, then obviously you just go on there and be a Call of Duty YouTuber. Even though that's now, you know, way in its popularity. Back in its heyday, it was everything, you know. And so they've done very well to almost reach 500,000. So I'm pretty sure by the end of 2024, they will be able to match WTF1's million, and I'm pretty sure at some point they're going to overtake them, which you've got to put your hands up and clap, because that is a fantastic achievement. I mean, I've been on this platform 9 years now, 9 years, and it's been a solid 9 years of grind, and I've got 1.8k subscribers. But the thing is, I always knew that was gonna be the case because I am getting on a bit, okay, and YouTube is a popularity contest, okay. The more younger you are, the more energetic you are. Just using Hayden Gillis as an example of that, the more popular you will become on YouTube. That is without a shadow of a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt, you will become more popular. So I knew that going in, but I didn't go into this hoping to end up really big and get lots of. I mean, yeah, it would have been nice, but it didn't happen. But to actually make a career out of it, I wanted to come on here just to basically share my passion, and also I wanted to have a go at a lot of the big YouTubers, which I have done over the years. I mean, a lot of people have said to me, why are you having a go at WTF1? Well, I had a go at WTF1 7 years ago when they first started. If anyone remembers that video, that was 7 years ago. So it isn't something that I've just started doing, although it has ramped up, recently just because of what's happened over at the channel. But I've been taking the piss out of WTF1 since 7 years ago. So yeah, it isn't something new. But yeah, so I just feel that Matt and Tommy, they're just more personable. They're just more exciting, and you want to tune in and listen to them. Whereas everyone on WTF1, they just haven't got any of that excitement as well. Secretly, I listen to a lot of WTF1 content. I listen to the podcast. I listen to their hot takes. Usually while I'm making other videos, just have it on in the background. But there's no. It doesn't draw me in. It doesn't draw me in. I mean, the thing that drew me into Formula One in the first place was Murray Walker, because Murray Walker had that unique sound, and it didn't matter if it was paint drying, he'd still make it sound bloody exciting. Yes, it was just ridiculous, and that's what drew me in, because it used to be on in the TV in sort of the background, Formula One back in the 80s, and I didn't pay any attention to it. But then Murray Walker would always have this booming voice, and it would, come out of you, and you'd like look across and go, "What's going on? What's going on?" And then you could see that it was exciting, even though that Formula One really wasn't that much more exciting than what it is now. It was more exciting, but not that much more. But Murray Walker just had this unique talent for making everything sound brilliant, and that's what you need in sort of YouTube channels. Any sort of media channels, anything you're watching, it has to be exciting. Otherwise, you're not going to watch it. I have a huge problem with a lot of streaming content these days. I think it's boring, I think it's repetitive, and I think it's dull. And I think the stories that they tell in these streaming shows now are just stretched out to such a length because they haven't got to bow down to the advertisers anymore. And that's the real huge problem. They haven't got people breathing over their shoulders saying, make it more exciting, make it. So they come up with a story, it's probably about an hour long, and they just stretch it over 6 and 7 hours. And it's long, it's repetitive, and it's boring. It's everything on streaming is boring. If you don't believe me, go back and watch classic television, classic TV, and then come back to streaming, and you'll say straight away, the pacing is so slow, and it's boring. Make it better, please. So yeah, that's the problem I have with Andre. The only real problem is there's just it doesn't draw me in. It doesn't excite me whatsoever. And I know I go off on different tangents all the time, but he does as well, and that sort of annoys me. If you're talking about Formula One specifically, and you've got so many viewers or subscribers, you should talk about F1. You shouldn't suddenly start talking about football, because a lot of people wouldn't be interested in football. They don't tune into a Formula One show to listen to someone talk about football. So you should stick on the topic of football and stop, sort of going off onto other sports as well, like NASCAR and all that, because nobody wants to hear that either. They want to hear what they've come to watch the video, and that's Formula One. So that's just the thing. As for Andre as a person, I haven't got any problem with him. I've never had any problem with anybody, to be honest. They've had a few problems with me in the past, but that's down to them, not me. I haven't got a problem with Andre whatsoever. So that's my views on Andre. Wowzers. Is this the last one? Yes, the last one. Charlie Williams. Now, I've actually been a big... I've bigged up Charlie Williams. A lot of people want me to really rip her to shreds. And I'm not going to, because I've watched some of her writings and what have you, and I really think that she does seem to know what she's talking about. And I do believe that she's possibly, out of everyone, with the exception of Andre, I think she's the main one at WTF1 who really does seem to know what she's doing and what she's talking about. And I think she should be pushed to the front a lot more on WTF1. I really do. Because I do think that she's definitely got it. So there you go. There's my opinion of all the WTF1ers. Yes. Let's get back to the chat, because it's disappeared again. Bloody hell. Where did we get to? Here we go. Oh, shame. I was looking forward to that Rachel Riley call. Let me make myself bigger again. Me too, Scott. Me too. Everyone's looking forward to that Rachel Riley call. Unfortunately, I'll tell you what, though. Thinking about it now, it's a bit of luck I never did that. It wasn't a call. It was a tweet. I was going to say something inappropriate and suggestive to Rachel Riley if I didn't win the championship. Was that how it went in 2009? I can't remember now. Long time ago, but I think that was what it was going to. But it's a bit like I didn't, because if anyone remembers, she did actually sue someone for sending something like that to her. So yeah, I got off lightly there, lads. I got off lightly there. Hi, Daniel S. Welcome to the stream. Rate the former WTF1 presenters as well. Okay. Well, what have we had? We've had Jack Nichols. He was sacked due to inappropriate behaviour, groping some women. So I'll give him a rating of minus 2030. Yes, because just don't do it. Just don't do it. No. If you can't control yourself, that's down to you. Nobody else. You can sit there and, blame the fact that, this woman was sitting next to you in a really short skirt and was being really provocative. It doesn't make any difference. Okay? Because 95-6% of the population of the planet know how to behave properly. It's that 4% that don't. And it's the 4% that you only ever hear of. It's that 4%. And so, yeah, if you can't behave yourself, that's down to you, my friend. And you are now out of presenting, you're out of Formula E. In fact, your career is down the toilet. You're probably down the job centre now. And all I've got to say is that's all down to you. That's your fault because you just couldn't behave yourself properly. Yes. So don't go blaming anyone else because it's all down to you. Self-control. That's all you need, self-control. And he didn't have it. So that's Jack Nichols. And of course we had Kieran. Was it Kieran? The Lance Stroll and Aston Martin fanatic. I think he was sacked or let go or just left. I'm not quite sure. But one of those. I'm pretty sure he was probably sacked because he didn't seem to get on with Andre at all. They had a few arguments on streams. Didn't seem like they were getting on very well. So he might have got sacked. I have to say, I'm very sad that he went because out of all of them, he seemed to be the most funny. And he really could have pulled WTF1 up, I think, if they'd have carried on with him. But sadly, that's not the direction that they wanted to go. So it looks like they're trying to go more serious, which is very bad news for WTF1 because they've already got a serious YouTube channel in the race which does all that, and they get lots and lots of views. And I don't like the race. It's very, very boring to watch, unfortunately. Fair play to them. They get tons of views. Lots of people do like them, and respect if you do. If you do, respect to you. Me, personally, I find their videos very dry and very boring. Because they go right into the technical jargon, and it's very technical, and I just, I don't like that sort of thing. If you're making a YouTube video, make it entertaining, make it funny, because that's what we want at the end of the day. There's enough bad things going on in the world right now. We just, we need it entertaining and funny. We don't need a boring video about the shock absorbers and a Williams, and it's no. So I don't like the way. But congratulations, they just hit 1 million subscribers themselves. So well done to them. Well done to them. What they're doing with WTF1, I've no idea. Just turn it into a toilet, I think, and just dumping whatever crap they can down it, because that's exactly what's happening at the moment with WTF1. They just seem to have completely given up on that channel. all they're doing is shorts. They're doing the occasional long form video, which gets basically no views, but 12,000, which for a 1 million sub channel is pathetic. That's like 1% of engagement of all your subs. So basically, I think they've got about 10,000 active subscribers. That's about it. They haven't got any more than that. Out of 1 million, they've got about 10,000 active, because that's the ratio of like 12,000 views or whatever. There's about 10,000 active subs. So that's not good news. So Kieran, as I say, I'm very sad that he left, because I think he could have really brought something to the table and brought them up a little bit. Unfortunately, though, I think the way he clashed with Andre, Andre started to bring Kieran down as well. So, yeah, it all got a little bit messy in the end. So Kieran left, and as I predicted in one of my comedy videos, unfortunately. So, yeah, he's probably done the job centre as well. So that's two of them. Who else have left? I think that was it, wasn't it? Can't think of any more. I mean, it's been like a revolving door there anyway. Lots of people have come in and done about one show or whatever and then left anyway. So I don't know who they are. But they were the two main ones, weren't they? Out of the original 5. You still got Andre there, Charlie's still there, and Hannah's still there as well. She was one of the original 5. These were the ones, don't forget, that were presented at the end of Matt and Tommy's last WTF1 goodbye video, which obviously WTF1 deleted. And they introduced, didn't they, the 5 people that would be replacing them. And so it's Hannah, Dre, and Charlie still there, and the other 2 have now left. So it's down to 3 originals now, which, considering that's only been running since Christmas, is not good. Not good to lose, a third of your original 5 lineup. It hardly seems worth that they bothered to start in the first place, to be honest. But there you go. Daniel West, you're joking, not another one. Thank you, Dave, says Scott. Sorry, had sibling duty to attend to. No problem. Crystal Raisins, WTF1. Yep. Andre has always been a prat, says KDF1. There you go. There's your opinion, and it's clearly on the stream. There you go. Crystal Racing says, never liked Andre. Tried watching his videos, but he just moaned and cried endlessly. Yeah, that's what I say. There's no passion. There's no emotion. There's no excitement. There's nothing there to draw you in. You just don't feel, oh yeah, I really, really want to watch this video. Yeah, I just hope they don't end up making Andre do comedy, because it's not something that he's suited for at the best of times. And to start, introducing comedy, it's not going to be good. That's not going to be good. I just don't think Andre understands comedy very well, to be honest. So I hope that they don't start doing that, because that would be disastrous and would probably be the downfall of the channel, to be honest. But so yeah, let's hope it doesn't happen. Andre should just stick to his strengths and what he's best at, to be honest. Ryan's YouTube channel. Hello everyone. Well, hello Ryan's YouTube channel. Welcome to the stream. I've not seen you before. Are you a new subscriber, or are you just popping in to see an idiot talk crap for 2 hours? Not quite sure. Crystal Razor says F1 will never be truly popular. That's true. F1 will never be truly popular. It won't ever be as popular as as far as F1 gaming is. It will never be as popular as the Call of Duties and anything really. It's always down there. I mean, Codemasters never released their sales for their games, but they don't sell that many. I think it's 500,000 a year. F1 games, that's what they sell. If you compare it to like a Call of Duty game, which is like stupid, like 9 million copies or something, it's nothing, is it? They never end up in the top 10 of game sales for the year for F1 games. Never. I don't even think in the heyday with the most popular ones they ever ended up, in the top 10. It's because it is a niche market, as I say, unless you like F1, and a lot of people like F1 to watch on the TV, but don't like F1 gaming. That's another problem, you see. Not everyone likes F1 and the gaming aspect of it, and vice versa. Not everyone likes watching it on the telly, but they do like gaming on F1. So yeah, it's a very, very niche market. Very, very niche market. F1 is the biggest it's ever been, but it's come at a dreadful cost. And yet, true, yeah, it is the biggest it's ever been, but I'll say still very, very small. But yes, it is true, it's the biggest it's ever been, mainly due to the American influence and, you know, going into the American markets, which is a problem because it's all gone Yankee Doodle Dandy, as I like to call it. Yes, so I like to wind up my fellow ERL mates on a Monday night because they're all American. I like to get Yankee Doodle Dandy in as many times as I can because yeah, it's funny to me. And yeah, but that's what it is. That's what happened. It's gone. The sport's become Americanized, obviously due to Liberty Media, which is an American company taking over Formula One entirely. And then you've got all the Drive to Survive bullshit, which we won't go into, but you know what I mean. Drive to Survive. It's all gimmicky now. So it's bigger. But is it better? Definitely not. Definitely not. It's a lot worse. It's a lot worse. I much preferred it when there was no social media for the drivers, so you didn't know much about them. They're all mysterious now. Everything's for show. Everything's for show. You know, they're all the F1 drivers are standing there naked in front of you, and you can see everything. You can see everything. You can see Charles Leclerc on his Twitch channel dressed up as a chicken. Yes, you can see that. You know, you can see Max Verstappen doing iRacing and getting annoyed because he gets chucked out and he says, that's it, I'm done. All of that is now on view for you to look at. You can see all the tweets that the drivers do, and I just think it spoils it. I really do. I preferred it back in the old days. Back in my day, here we go. I preferred it back in the old days when the drivers had this aura of mystery. You didn't really know much about them. No, you didn't know much about them. And especially like the further down the field drivers, like the Ricardo Rossits. I mean, Ricardo Rossit's got a reputation basically because he was shit. But the man himself, nobody really knew much about him. And they still don't know much about him to this day. And that was it, the mystery of F1. And that was great. But nowadays, you just know everything about every single F1 driver on the grid. You know exactly what they eat for breakfast, lunch, dinner. You know what they get up to in their spare time. It's just ridiculous. It really is. The world is one big popularity contest. Yes, I could not have said that better myself. The world is one big popularity contest, and YouTube is one of the biggest examples of a popularity contest, as I say. Most of the people that watch my videos are age 16 to 24. I know the reason why that is because I do dumb shit and I've never basically grown up, and I understand because, you know, I like doing it, so obviously, you know, people of that age like watching me, and because I'm a little bit controversial and, you know, I take the piss out of people as well. But I've been doing that since I was 12 years old, so I haven't really changed, to be honest. So yeah, I can understand why that is, but YouTube especially is all about the popularity contest. Let's put it into perspective. If you're blonde, if you're about 23 years old and you've got a really, I've got to be careful here, you've got a really nice figure, I think I get away with that, but you know what I'm talking about, lads out there in the chat. If you've got a really nice figure, really nice face, and you just look damn good, you will make it very, very well on YouTube. Very, very well. And with very little effort. It has to be said. Very little effort indeed. You will make it, because that's what YouTube is all about. Popularity. And the most popular people will rise to the top. As Mr. Araver once said, all the cream rises to the top. Yes. So that's what will happen. Also, though, I would like to say, I've noticed this as well. If you're in your 20s and you're a gay man, you also will do very well on YouTube. Yes, gay men on YouTube are very, very popular indeed, because, you know, they do come out with stuff that, you know, is controversial and other people wouldn't say. So yeah, they do get popular. So yeah, if you're a female, blonde, very good looking, you'll do well. And a gay man, young in his 20s, he'll do well as well, provided he's good looking, of course. You know, not if he looks like me. No. But if he's good looking, he will do well as well, because that's what YouTube is all about. It is a popularity contest, and the most popular people will rise to the top. But as I say, with a lot of the time, very little effort. Cockney Dave done a video on WTF. He did, mate. He did. Yes. All right, Pebbles. It's me, Cockney Dave. Ah, shut up. You know you fucking love me. Shall I do it with the head movements? And welcome back to the All Seasons Funnel on F1 2022. Fuck's sake, mate. Is he still on this shit? How the cut do you keep watching this crap, eh? Eh? There's Cockney Dave, everyone. That's just his voice. That's not the real man. He's still in my cupboard. That's just his voice, because I imitate voices, so I'm just doing him. Yes. The last time I was excited about F1 was 2005. Those who know will know. Yes, 2005 was a very good year for F1. Sometimes for the wrong reasons, because of the tyres that had to last a whole race, which did cause some problems. But Kimi Raikkonen's suspension smashing into a million pieces right at the end of the race. Oh my God, that was exciting. And of course, Michael Schumacher had a horrible 2005 because he couldn't get to grips with the no stopping. And oh yes, it was horrible. Ended up crashing in the back of a Minardi in practice. Not good, not good. But yes, 2005 was great. KDF1 says Andre needs an excitable character alongside. Yes, he does. He does. He needs someone to balance out his sort of, normality and bring him up, because that's what happens if you've got someone like that. They will bring the other person up, yeah, because you'll interact with them and what have you. There was a famous film back in the day by I think it was Dustin Hoffman and Paul Newman. I'm thinking it's Papillon, but I don't think that was it. But anyway, there was a film back in the day, and Paul Newman admitted that he had to up his acting game 100% to keep up with Dustin Hoffman. He said he had to really go, and Paul Newman was not known as a great actor. Let's be honest, not a great actor. He basically just looked through most of his movies. Just gave you that stare, and he said very few words in a lot of his movies. So he wasn't known as a great actor, but he said he had to really pull it up to 100% because Dustin Hoffman was just an absolute powerhouse of an actor back then, or he still is, but he doesn't do much these days. But yeah, so he had to pull it up. So that's what he needs. Yeah, you need someone to, bring him up, and I think he'll be all right. Does Dave ever read the chat? Yes, Daniel, I'm reading it right now. Murray was useless in enunciation. I almost couldn't say that myself, but spot on analysis. FP1 Will isn't insightful, but puts on a show, unlike Arava. True. Very true. Yes, Murray wasn't too good at enunciation, but yes, his analysis was spot on. Most of the time, a lot of people didn't know that he carried a clipboard with him all the time, and it was stuffed full of statistics for races, past, present, and what have you. And even some of the drivers that were commentating at the time, I remember one of them, I think it was, what's his name, from the 2002 onwards, James Allen. I remember James Allen said about one of the races, and he was trying to think back, and he went, hang on a minute, we'll ask Murray this question because I'm sure he'll know the answer to it. And there was like a 5-minute pause while the race was still going on, and then Murray came back and told the answer because it was going back to 1988 or whatever. He told us the answer to the question that James Allen posed, purely because he was going back through this massive notebook that he carried with him all the time on a clipboard with all statistics, just like little footnotes he'd put in margins about stuff that had happened in races past. It was a massive, great book. And so he had this encyclopedic knowledge, because of course May was getting on in years, so he couldn't remember it all. He's like me, I can't remember half the stuff these days, so he couldn't remember it all, but he had it all in his big folder, and it was all in there. And so yeah, it was great to see. Will says Drive to Survive has ruined F1. I agree. Matt Gallagher can talk garbage, but at least the passion is there. That's very true. Matt Gallagher can talk garbage. Yes. And he used to do that on WTF1. He used to do that on his own channel, his Matt Gallagher channel. He'd talk a load of horse. He'd talk a lot of horse. But yes, the passion was there. I especially liked his Rage Kitchen when he did it on his own channel, because he was completely unrestrained. He was let off the leash and he could go because he didn't care. He didn't care. Unfortunately, when he went to WTF1, he had to get back on the leash because he had to bow down, and So I liked him then. But yeah, he could talk a complete load of old honk, but that passion was definitely there. when he can be bothered. Oh, talking about the comments. Yes, I get you. Oh, blimey, there's a lot of comments here. I'm going to have to read these out now. Drive to Survive is made for normies, useless for the hardcore fans. Yes, Matt Gallagher is also a prat. I agree with that as well. They'll be getting Aaron Gilliard on before. Oh God, let's not go there. Let's not go there. As Taylor Swift said to John Cleese on the Graham Norton show when he said cats are like women, insipid. Oh no, let's not go there. Yes, of course, Aaron Gilliard, if no one remembers, was he was trying to be a journalist. I think he probably was some kind of journalist, but it was only sort of a middling journalist. Yeah, he had a YouTube channel as well. Didn't have many subscribers, about 5,000 or whatever. But yes, his main claim to fame was he liked to send naked pictures of himself to, like the women in motorsport. People connected in motorsport, anything really, to be honest. And he got found out and never to be seen of again. Although he's tried to come back as calling himself other names or whatever, which that even sort of defines how much of a creepy weirdo he was. To be honest, if he's trying to come back, he just if that happens, just go and never come back. It's not worth it. Okay, because you can still have a life, just not on social media. You can still do other things. In fact, you can have a perfectly normal life, because if no one recognises you or knows you from social media, you could still do anything in normal, just can't on social media. Crystal Ray says, I have no clue who WTF1's crew are. To be honest, I don't think anyone knows who the crew of WTF1 are, to be honest. No, because they're just all over the place. Aaron got cancelled for talking to a 15-year-old. No actual crime committed. He's just a low-status bloke who had an okay following. That's true. Jack Nicholls got sacked? Yes, he did. He got sacked for inappropriate behaviour. I don't know what that means, because inappropriate behaviour accounts for a huge scope of things that could happen. I'm guessing that he liked to get his willy out for the females that were near him at the time. That sort of, come under the purview of inappropriate behaviour, so that's what I'm guessing happened. I don't know though, so I've got to say once again, allegedly, but that's probably what happened. Jack Nicholls has bottled his entire career. Yes, he has, and it's such a shame. I mean, if I'd have been in that position, I would have loved to have done that stuff, commentating on Formula E and stuff like that, and doing podcasts. Oh, been a dream of mine, absolute dream. And yet you're doing it, and then you just flush it all down the toilet. It's all because you just can't behave yourself. It's just, as I say, it's that 4% of the population again, isn't it? They're just, they can't. Everyone sails close to the wind and close to the line. Everyone does that. No one's perfect. Everyone sails close to the line. But it's when you cross that line, that's the problem. And that 4% of the population, when they cross the line, and that's it. And it's always the same. They're always in like high-powered jobs or whatever, or doing well. And I just don't get it. I sometimes wonder if they actually want to destroy themselves, whether it's a subconscious thing in their own minds that they want to destroy. I don't know. Maybe not. I'm pretty sure he did do something illegal. Oh yeah, bound to have done. For something he did 10 years ago? No, apparently this was something he'd done recently, around about Christmas time. It was 3 offences apparently. One was with his ex-girlfriend. I don't know what happened there. And then there was 2 other offences as well. But they were all pretty recently, or at least in the last 2 or 3 years anyway. They weren't going back 10 years, definitely not. Jack Nicholls also got sacked from Formula E commentary and BBC Radio F1 or whatever it's called. Yeah, that's true. I mean, he's gone, and he will never be back, because you can't ever recover from something like that. Once you've done that, you can't ever come back. There is no comebacks. That's why it's just a shame, and it's so stupid. It's just so stupid. Just self-control. That's all you need. Self-control. They just can't do it. Scott Barnes, yes, I remember, and yes, you were right about Rye, that All Seasons was prime Dave, and F1 2004 phenomenal. It was. It just echoes of Russell Brand and a few other names recently. Yeah, exactly. Russell Brand, I've got to say it again, everyone, allegedly got up to all kinds of naughtiness back in the day. And, you know, as I say, it's just a shame because he's got 2 kids now and he's got another one on the way. But you've got to be accountable for what you've done in your past. You can't just brush it under the carpet and say, well, it never happened. Obviously, it did happen. And from that Channel 4 programme, which I still haven't seen yet, but I've seen clips of it, those people mentioned in that, you know, and I'm not saying anything else. We don't know whether it was true or whether some of it's made up or whatever. But there are police allegations now coming out. So who knows what's going to happen. But whatever happens, if what he did to a few of those people is right, he's traumatised those people for life, and that can't be taken. It doesn't matter about how much of a good man he is now and how much of a family man he is now. He's got 3 kids and whatever. It doesn't make any difference. Okay? It doesn't make any difference. Your past is your past, and you have to be responsible for your past. Look at Lucy Letby, the nurse. She's killed 12 or killed 6 babies and tried to kill 6 others. Yeah? I mean, you know, she will now be in jail for the rest of her life, and that's where she deserves to be. She deserves to be. She really does. But when they caught her and she's being brought out in the films around on YouTube somewhere, the look on her face, she was like so surprised and shocked that that this has happened, because in her mind what she was doing was completely normal. Killing babies, there, it's nothing. But yeah, so obviously I'm not comparing Russell Brand to that in the slightest, so I'm going to say allegedly just to clear myself. But yes, as I say, as we all know, he was a drug addict and a sex addict as well. He probably doesn't remember half the stuff he got up to. He doesn't remember. He'd have been off his head, high on bloody cocaine, high as a kite. He does not remember what he got up to. That's why he vehemently denies it, because if you can't remember something, you're always going to deny it. That's what happens. If you can't remember, no, I bloody well didn't do that. No. Well, I can't remember if I did or not, but I'm going to say I didn't. So yeah, there you go. Can't stand Jack Nicholls' voice though, so yeah. There was an ongoing investigation at Formula E for 2 months or so, and he had to commentate a few races from a studio in London, and when the investigation finished, he was sacked, yeah. He also did a few videos on WTF1 from that same studio, I think. That was something that I mentioned in one of my videos, that I was appalled that they still had him in employment while he was under investigation. And he must have been under investigation at that time. He was still being employed by WTF1. They should have suspended him instantly. So I don't see the reasoning for that. The race is just informative. I like them, but they're not a banter channel. That's true. Yeah, as I say, I've got no problem with them, and they spend a lot of time on their videos, and their videos are very informative. They've got 1 million subscribers, so you can't bash the channel. Whatever they're doing on that channel, it's working. They've got a lot of followers, and congratulations to them. I just find their videos a bit dry to me. I find them, too technical. I'd like, a little bit more fun in them. That's just my opinion. Some of the presenters that race are a bit boring though, yeah. I remember Beckham and Freddie Ljungberg getting touched by female presenters and nightclub girls. No charges were pressed forward. Yes. It also happened the other way as well, but you never see that reported sort of to a high degree when it's the other way round. It's always, the man against the woman. He's the one, but yeah, it happens. Yes. I actually got, when I was about 14, I actually got assaulted by about 4 women on a bus late at night. Yeah. I didn't report it because I didn't think it was or back then, you know, you didn't report sort of things like that. But yeah, I was on my own. I was coming back from somewhere, and there was 4 women on the bus. They were a lot older than me, because I was only like 14 years old or whatever, and I was assaulted. I mean, not to any great degree. They were just, you know, grabbing me in the you know where. But as a 14-year-old, it's still traumatic. I got off that bus and I was absolutely shaking like a leaf. Because I was, you know, 14 years old, four women. I know a lot of you probably think, oh yeah, that's a great fantasy. But these women were very aggressive, and I think possibly rather drunk as well. And yeah, so they did assault. As I say, it was nothing too terrible, just grabbing me in the nether regions. But you know, it could have escalated to, I don't know, violence or whatever. And so yeah, it does happen. It does happen the other way as well. But you never see that as being reported. It's always done as the man against the woman. Fair enough, the race does what it says on the tin. Exactly. I don't really care for the aero balls, but to be fair, Scott Mitchell does a decent, and somebody else but name has escaped my memory. Different times though, Crystal, yeah. Ed Straw is very boring in my opinion. Yes, but it would be a woman getting investigated for the same offences that we've seen the Tate brothers, Brown and so many others have been accused of. True. Aidan Millwood is a weird one, mix of informative content and dry humour. He is, yeah. He even sort of takes the mickey out of himself and says that, you know, he doesn't feel that he's really any good, doesn't he? I've noticed that in some of his videos. I mean, I remember they did a Wreckfest lobby once, and Jensen Button was in it, and they didn't let Adrian in, and he complained about that bitterly, saying, "Oh yeah, it's because I'm not big enough to be in it." But I thought that was quite funny. Adrian Millwood is good, to be fair. Yeah, he is good. I think he's good. To be honest, I don't mind Mr. Harrison. I like him on Race World TV, but apart from that, I can't comment. Aidan is basically the average British man, very sarcastic. Yes. F1 hasn't been the same since the end of the V8 era. True. Will F1 watch Aidan Millard? He's fantastic. He's great. Rossett was known for being a total pair towards the engineers. Oh, really? I'm 32, he says. The McLaren short with a staff member explained the flaw whilst everyone commentated on her peach. I'm in my 20s and a gay man, so, says KDF1. Rossett is on the crawl room this week. Just had messages in Josh's video. Yeah, can you tell who it is? And yes, I can. I've seen all Josh's video. Jolie and Palmer skits were lit on the Moaning Yorkshireman. Oh, well, thank you. That I just realised that was me. So thanks for that. Yeah, that was me. I've just realised. It was so long ago now. I still actually do the videos, but I just edit them together now because Dominic Orlando does the Canadian voiceovers. But I still do the edits of them. So I'm still involved, but I just don't do the Palmers now. But occasionally I do. I did come back for Silverstone. Will says 2000 and were better than 2005. Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. Mr. Crystal Rose, I 100% agree. Fantastic they were. You're 32. I'll just use the word lit. You make me sick. 2010. Yep. Bloody hell. I've been on here 2 hours and 5 minutes, everyone. I've got to go. I'm going to read out the rest of the these messages. That's it. I've made them bigger now so I can see where we are. When I get to. Crystal says, SD Bestie. Hello, Champ 92. Welcome to the stream. He says, Dave World. Thank you, mate. I've been playing Championship Edition and I really miss James Allen. I've had to watch SSF1 with James Allen back doing the start. Scott, okay, folks, are you ready to get ready? Go! Love the passion from him. Yes. F1 2002 for Christmas. F1 98 for Halloween. That's the plan. That's the plan. Hopefully. F1 98 for Halloween and F1 2001 EA by Christmas. 2002. He did 2000. Dave needs to do a career mode on F1. No, never happening. Oh my god, I'd need therapy after that. One video's enough. Edge Straw's driver ratings are shocking. Yes, I know, but it's funny to see Dave having meltdowns for entertainment. Dave needs a stress toy. I do need a stress toy. You got that right. Should have punched them, Dave. Oh, you're talking about the women. Yeah, I know, but you know, then you're in the wrong as well, aren't you? So yeah, it's just one of those things. I mean, it was a long time ago. I say I was 14 years old, so it was like 14. Yeah, I was 14 years old, basically. 14 years old, but yeah, you know, it was very upsetting because I say these women were not that much older, but they're in their 20s and very, very aggressive and, you know, very drunk, I'm pretty sure. And I was coming back from doing something. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun. But as I say, it does happen. Women can assault men. Just remember that they can. Hookster, I feel terrible. You could have pressed charges considering you were 14. Yeah, I could have done. But as I say, unfortunately, it was the 80s, and that wasn't something that, you know, it wasn't something that you did. These days, I mean, you press charges for anything. You know, you get the slightest touch of someone and, you know, brush past someone and go, oh, I'm going to press charges. But I'll say back in the 80s, you just didn't do that. You just basically you know, you brushed it off and carried on, basically. I don't know which situation's better, to be honest, compared to these days. I wouldn't say, to be honest. I can't tell. But yeah, it's just one of those things. And you just moved on. But at the time, it was very upsetting. I mean, if you come off a bus and you're shaking like a leaf, like 14 years old, then obviously, you know, you've experienced something that's really upset you. And I'm certainly not some kind of, you know, tiny little, you know, wimp that's not, you know, that's emotionally, you know, sort of stunted and whatever. I mean, at 14, I wasn't very, you know, emotional anyway. Obviously, like most 14 years old, you're still trying to find your way. So I wasn't there, but I certainly wasn't, you know, some kind of little weakling or anything like that. So yeah, so it was, you know, yeah, it was a bad experience. But you move on. F1 Games Crash Fail Station. The Moaning Yorkshireman, yes, he is. Crystal, yes. Matthew, yes. You won't be hoping when you are filming. Yes, that's true. Technically, you wouldn't have done anything wrong. It's self-defense. That is also true again. Yep. I wouldn't have done anything wrong. It would have been self-defense. But as I say, you know, I was on my own, and it was late at night as well. It was like the last bus home situation, and it was a double-decker bus. I was on the top deck, and back in those days, there was no mirrors on the top, so the driver couldn't see what was going on the top deck. I mean, I think it was possibly around the late 80s they started getting mirrors on the top, so you could see what's going. Back in those days, there was no mirrors, so if you went onto the top deck, and the only reason I went to the top deck was so I just thought there was a noise. The only reason I went to the top deck was because the bottom deck was full up, so it wasn't, you know, any sort of any other reason than that. But yeah, so there was no mirror. So the driver, I mean, I got off the bus. The driver didn't know anything about it. He did shout at the women when they got off though, so I don't know what was going on there. But I just wanted to get out of there, out of that situation, and I got out of it, you know, pretty quickly. But yeah, as I say, it happens. Dustin is a better driver than Hookster. Yes, yes. First blue, give way. Okay, that's it. That's it, everyone. What are we on now? Bloody hell, 2 hours and 10 minutes. Okay, thanks everyone for watching tonight. You have been awesome as always. From me and Mr. TB the Bear, here he is. Look, he's still got a W. Look at this sticker. It's getting well dog-eared now. Should we make him a new one? No. No stickers for TB. So thanks so much for watching, everyone. You have been awesome as always. Now, don't forget, of course, I've got the emergency roof repair starting on Monday. So after this Sunday, the all seasons will be out as normal on Sunday. After this Sunday, videos are going to be a bit sporadic and all over the place. So I apologise for that in advance, but we will get back to normal service as quickly as I can. Okay, so there may be an all seasons missing at some point, but I will catch up and we'll get back to normal. So thanks for all your support as always. Nigel Mansell is a yes. Yes. Imitation Jeff, shut him up. Okay, anyway, thanks everyone in the chat tonight. You've been awesome as always. To KDF1, thanks for your contribution as always. For your other 150 messages you probably sent me. Will F1 was in there as well. Thanks to Crystal Racing in there as well. Scott Barnes was in there. Champ92, thank you, sir. Let's have a look. I'm just scrolling up. Daniel S was in there. Thank you very much. Matthew, of course, was in there. Thank you. Helium Trophy as well. Thank you, Helium. Plino Plessy. Almost forgot Plino Plessy. Oh, my God. I've not been popular. And I'm right back to the start of the stream. And that's everybody. So there you go. No Formula One this weekend. We can all have a nice weekend off from that madness. And I hope to see you again soon. I'm 99% sure there won't be a Hookster Talks next Thursday, so I apologise for that, but hopefully the week after I'll be back on track again, depending on what happens at home. Lots of disruption, unfortunately, but it does happen. I've been broadcasting on YouTube for a long time. I've gone all the way through COVID and never missed anything, to be honest, which I was surprised about. I thought I was going to have to, miss certain stuff to do with YouTube, so I've gone all the way through. So yeah, if I have to take a break now, it's been a long time coming, let's say that. But if you see little short videos, you'll know that I've just done that in my spare time, little 5 minutes or 10 minutes that I've had spare, so that's it. But yeah, please feel free to comment on all the videos that you see, but I may not be able to reply straight away, but I will get back to you as soon as I can. Yes, anyway, thanks so much for watching, everyone. You have been awesome as always. And I'll catch you on Sunday for the All Seasons. And then next week, sometime. Okay, thanks everyone. And good night.